Should I wake him up?
Wake him up.
You can wake him up, dude.
Scott Summers. You need to wake up.
Gotta catch them all. What? Oh shit.
What's going on, man?
Are we on?
We're on.
Oh
Live.
shit. Welcome back everybody to the weekly DLC.
Your eyes are red, dude. You're sleeping.
If you're tuning in, this is Karosh from the weekly DLC.
My name is Daniel.
This is Daniel. And then we got Pikachu. Vargas. We got Vargas over here.
And John.
And then we have
John's in the house.
Dan and Jay.
Little John.
Little John.
Welcome, guys. If you're not familiar with what we do, we try not to sleep on
I'm
the
not
episode.
familiar with it. What do we do?
What we do is we come to you every week. Now, we're going to change it up this week, but we come to
Obviously,
you with
already
some...
sleeping. On the job.
We come to you with the nerdy news, and we have some fun topics, and then we hope you have some fun. We're on video now, so say hi, everybody.
I'm going to be looking a lot at him like I look at the people like conversation.
Yeah, we're having a conversation. That camera is like they're sitting at the table with
That's
us,
what I do.
and we put some like things to entertain.
Oh, I didn't even notice these things were here.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
It's visual for us too. So I got like the Land of the Pebble cereal sword maze to do while they look at
So yeah, we have cereal. We have Freddy Pebbles.
Freddy
Pebbles.
Pebbles.
And Lucky Charms.
Yeah. So in addition to the new things we're doing, sleeping, videos, we're gonna kind of change the format this week.
What?
And before we get into like what we've been up to.
Nani?
Wow,
Nani?
What we do normally is we have 3 topics. We go through them. We go around the table. We have some fun with those topics. This week we're gonna try a new thing. We're gonna try going, we'll catch up with everyone, see what you guys been up to.
He's going the distance.
And then what we'll do is we'll hit a few news items that have come out since last week, and we'll kind of share some quick thoughts. And then after that, we'll have one topic, and we'll kind of like try to dive into that topic. We could rotate every week what topic gets picked, but yeah, we'll give it a try. We'd love to hear what you like. We normally would love to hear, like always. We want to hear from our fans and our viewers from all YouTube, from SoundCloud, or wherever. But with this change, we want to know what you guys think. So please let us know in any format, any way you can. We'd appreciate it.
He's fucking giving away all of our secrets. Holy fuck. Thanks. Thanks for sleeping on the job.
Have you guys been?
Good. I watched Annihilation.
Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
That shit is bad.
Just so I can talk about it on the podcast.
It's about time. We can finally talk about the topic our fans have been wanting us to talk about.
Yes, Stranger Things 2.
Oh shit!
Annihilation.
Did you finish it?
No.
Oh.
Anyways, so so I watched Annihilation. I actually watched it yesterday, which would have been
Wednesday.
The day before today.
Because you listened to this on Monday, but
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that.
still Mondays.
Mondays.
It's really good.
Yeah?
It's really good. I'm surprised. So something I didn't know this, but there was I saw like a tweet from Netflix themselves saying that it's going to be, or Netflix UK,
Okay.
that it's going to be, it's already internationally been released on Netflix, this movie, and I'm like, holy shit, it's in theaters. How is that even possible? And I just assumed international is like everyone or whatever. Yeah, it's not on US Netflix or Canadian Netflix. It just does not exist there.
I misread that because I saw that saying internationally and I thought that included here.
Exactly.
So I'm like, oh great, okay, I was going to see it in theaters. I might
guess
check it out.
Instead of international, they'd say worldwide, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. It's like international is like everywhere but
I
here.
had the same idea, so I literally was gonna not cut my stream short. I usually do end it like around 10:30 or 10 to 10:30.
Okay.
And was gonna watch it, and I'm like going through Netflix. I'm like, I can't find it. I write Annihilation is like the top search because like the first thing that pops up when I put A and N. And Nothing.
Mortal Kombat. And then that.
And it didn't pop up, and I'm like, holy shit.
I know this movie.
And
I've seen the trailer.
I started researching it, and like people are like, in case you don't know, it's not in the U.S. or whatever. So I was like, I got Movie Pass. I'll go watch it, and it is fantastic, dude. I loved it. Again, I didn't read the book, so or books. I guess it's a
so
series.
I don't know what intrigued me when I did read it. I just saw the cover, it looked kind of interesting, had a nice quote. It was a very brief book. It was like maybe 200 pages at the most. I was like, this is a quick read. It's cool. It sounds like a cool sci-fi concept. I read it and I don't know. It was just volume 1 of 3, and it was odd. It was interesting. It took me on this weird journey, but I'm curious how the movie handles that.
Yeah.
So you liked it. What can you give us a quick
Yeah. So
what was it about?
I don't feel like this is a spoiler, but there's like a huge event that happens where like it's like a meteorite that hits Earth, and from there, what they call a shimmer, and it's just like almost like a soapy bubble that's like growing out, and it's continuing to grow out, and they've been doing studies on this. Like they've had, I think it's like year 3 of this event's already been going on, like of them knowing this is here, and they're still trying to hide it. But it's been 3 years. It's taking over a lot of the area, and they've had teams go inside, and teams don't return. Like they just don't come back out of that thing. And so the movie kind of starts with like it's always been like soldiers or people that are ready for combat that have always gone inside, and so they're kind of taking like almost an all scientist team at this time. They think maybe they were too aggressive, and whatever was in there was immediately attacking them. And if we take scientists, someone who like maybe they can understand what's going on, they can prevent the whatever's happening.
Okay.
And it's just a really cool thing that happens inside, like the like as you start learning what's going on. There is a scene where I had deja vu. Like I feel like I've seen this shot, like shot for shot. It was so weird.
Arrival?
No.
Last of Us.
It's weird, and it could just be like I don't know. It was
familiar
a weird
shot.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Okay.
Overall, though, I love the movie. It has like those endings where it's like I have ideas, like concepts of what like could be the like following this point of what's shown in the movie.
Okay.
And I always like those movies. Like I wish like I want to have someone that's seen it and be able to talk to them and be like, this is gonna happen, and they'll be like, no, this is gonna happen, and we like kind of mesh ideas.
I've been on the fence about seeing it, but I gotta take my car to get maintenance, so I think that's up on my
It takes 2 hours for your car to get maintenance?
Well, I gotta get some brake pads changed. So.
I'm reading about the author, and he's the king of weird fiction.
King of Wakanda?
The genre
The
is...
king? Grant Morrison is gonna give that guy a phone.
But his genre is new weird. I've
Okay.
never heard of that.
Dang.
I haven't heard that before.
My genre's new age weird.
Fusion weird.
Yes.
Cool. I'm interested.
And then other than that, yeah, it's streaming. Stole one of Boss's viewers.
You stole?
And, yeah.
Would you
You know the
steal
way-
a car?
I downloaded it.
Did you download
But so that one viewer, he's very active. We're like constantly chatting, and just having one viewer, having at least someone that's constantly with you and talking to you, it really makes it like
World of difference.
Yeah, because it gives it content. Like I'm here just chatting with this guy. Like if we're just like friends. And that's like all of it. Like I feel natural now. Like I feel good playing the game. Like if I'm just there playing by myself, I have to actively be like, say something. It's really tough to control this right now, you know, and it just doesn't seem right. But with the like just chatting with someone, that flow feels a lot better because you're actually chatting with someone. It's not just open like empty air that's listening, and it makes it a lot better. So he watched me Tuesday night, and I was looking forward to my Wednesday stream. And yeah, he hopped in at the same thing, and it was an enjoyable stream.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I feel like that's like a crack into the.
I'm hoping to steal more of his viewers. Yeah.
I steal his content, they transfer over to him. That's what it goes.
What about you, Jay?
Damn. Stream as usual, GTA 5. Fucking took a big chunk out of this book. Halfway done.
Yeah.
11, 20.
Does it taste good?
2263. It's slow right now.
Yeah.
I'm rereading Ready Player One.
Okay.
Just to see if, because dude, like, it's so divisive. Like, people on the internet, like, there's people who hate it and love it, and the same with the film. They hate it and love it, and like, when I first read Ready Player One, I fucking loved it. And so I want to reread it and give it a fresh set of eyes. No, I like it. It's just, it's not as powerful as the first time I read it.
You're gonna hate it.
But I do believe the nostalgia thing is a little too gimmicky. But I enjoy it.
It's like a balancing of a fine line. It's like being nostalgic, but in showing it in a light. I think that makes it like, oh man, I remember. Instead of like ham fisting it to you, it's like, hey, remember like snap bracelets? All the memes of it are hilarious. Where it's like, this could be the potential. Like, let's just throw 500 things on the screen. But I like thinking back. You guys constantly bring it up. The story, it is like it's the character who has the passion, and you're kind of like going through it with the character. Like I know those things too.
Mm-hmm.
All these things. So. I love that. I remember when I read it, I was like, I had a good time. And it wasn't until this movie was being made that I was like, oh, there's some bad talk of it. I was like,
he's talking about our movie. He pointed at our camera.
Yeah.
we're ready
players.
3.
Yeah. 3 is 1.
Ready Player One X
Ready Player
3.
X gonna give it to you.
Yeah. So one of those two.
Which is
But yeah, dude. I mean, there are points in. I mean, you can't make a story and just make it hit the ground running. Right? There has to be some downtime in character development.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it's at right now. But
With the
it's
Stephen King.
fucking good, dude.
Highly recommend.
Like, I don't remember a time where a book made me say, "Oh shit!" out loud.
I'm sorry. We're talking about
November 22nd.
Okay.
I literally said, "Oh shit!" Like something.
I think
happened.
the last time you said something similar to that effect was It.
I do. Yes, I do remember. I remember
How
that
does
scene.
with your Stephen King journey? Does this rank up there with some of your favorites?
It might be, dude. It might be better than it. I don't know yet.
Okay, I'm curious. I want to know.
It didn't grip me.
Okay.
So, but it's up there with it.
Okay.
So
Are you ever gonna read the Dark Tower series?
Isn't there like
eventually,
is there an official series or is this just a series of books?
there's like
So no, there's a cohesive story, parts 1 through I think 7 of this narrative.
Yeah.
But Stephen King's got this universe where these characters and these
Show up
correlating
in
characters show up in a lot of his novels. From my understanding, I haven't read them, but it's this like grand world.
Yeah,
he's put
I
together.
thought like literally like when you talk about the Dark Tower series, I literally thought it was like almost all of his books. You just gotta read it. to
There's
understand
books.
all.
There's like
There's a couple.
the Dark Tower
okay.
Part 1, Part 2. and so-
like one of the main characters from Salem's Lot is very important in Dark Tower. He's like a priest, and he shows
The
up
cat
in
guy.
Dark Tower.
From the Witch.
Catmandu.
Dang, I forgot the name of it.
The Witcher.
No, the movie, The Three Witches, the Disney movie.
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
There you go.
That guy.
Ties Disney into this. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Streaming and reading. But I'm gonna focus. I'm gonna try to change up a strategy in streaming because I do want growth. I mean, shout outs to the 10 viewers that. Oh, not nine viewers now. Subtract 1.
Subtract 1 5.
Let's shout out to the 9 viewers that watch me play whatever. But I do want to grow, and I'm gonna do a strategy that Vargas says, and a lot of people from Twitch, Reddit says you gotta focus on one game. But I'm gonna set it like on the weekends. So I'm just gonna focus on one game that's beloved, classic, and just try to grow an audience and hopefully can get them to stick to watch me.
That Japanese fish game. Like the
Exactly.
fish has like the human.
The Dreamcast game?
Yeah. That's a good one. You should try it.
What, do you have a game in mind?
For now, The Last of Us for sure.
Okay.
I wanted to go back to Breath of the Wild, but
Redemption.
it did bring viewers in. But I think Resident Evil 4.
I mean, if you're already in with copyrighted content, you might as well go Breath of the Wild and have all the music and just go out, man.
I don't care about the music.
Just wear copyrighted music, like clothing.
Everything.
Show.
You're like a NASCAR driver with just like all these sponsors on you.
Just show stuff that can get me banned. I'm playing a dangerous game.
Like, you have connections in Hollywood. Just get, like, scripts, advanced scripts, and just, like, show them on screen. Like,
That's my
so this is
GTA
what they're-
look like. on stream.
You need to like in your webcam shot have all these like mocked up Photoshop photos of you meeting all these people. It's like
Forrest Gump, where he's
every just photos all around you, like showing how famous you are.
Like, doesn't know who this guy is, and he's like, "Where's the restroom?" And he's like, "You're funny, son. I'm the president of the United States."
You gotta pay.
Nice. I'm looking forward to seeing how that works. I think that's a good way to focus your energies. So
Next week, WonderCon hype.
yes.
Not this week.
WonderCon.
So when this releases, it'll be the end of the weekend. Yeah.
I'm confused.
Yeah, their posts, they're both confusing. They posted like, "Oh, get ready for this weekend," but
This weekend. Okay.
the week we're recording this is not the right weekend.
Yeah.
So the week that this comes out on is when it'll be
how about we just say dates?
the 23rd to the 25th.
Yes.
Because this weekend for us is the 15th or the 18th.
Did you guys all sign up for the Ready Player One thing?
I did, but I didn't get anything back.
Oh, they announced it on Monday.
Fuck.
So
It's still lottery.
Yeah.
it sounds cool, but it wasn't. I just didn't want to do a signing.
You piece of shit.
But it's like
This is a team effort.
organized. It's not like a shit show where you have to wait.
I know, but I
Yeah.
didn't really want to do a signing. I'm going to be cosplaying on Saturday as Office Ryu.
Well, perfect. You can be Office Ryu getting signatures.
But I don't want a signature.
Or you could have got one of us a signature.
You gotta do it like it's like a office scene where like you sit down and they're interviewing you. You're like,
I think.
yeah, I didn't really want to get a signature, but they forced me in.
Well, do you want a stapler? Sure, you can. Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna be hanging out with some buddies. I'm just seeing you guys
Catch your
there.
Pokemon.
That's Sunday.
So you
Do we want to get into this?
just hold on. Just the week of WonderCon or weekend of WonderCon. Do you think you would have already reached it or not?
Depends.
Do the numbers.
Just yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Woo!
That's it. We'll continue because this is gonna be. We're gonna talk about this right now because we're about to get you on this seat right now. Hot seat.
So it was a little friendly little wager we made.
Friendly.
I don't
Some
know,
people
2
think
weeks
it's
ago.
far, you know.
I mean, you talk about how competitive you get. You unleashed me.
Damn.
I mean, he killed it. We're like midweek right now. Or mid.
See, the thing is, I could have stretched it out. So let's go back. We made a friendly wager, I don't know, 2 episodes ago, where I was talking about, reaching level 40 by the end of March, and you're like, I don't think you can do it. I bet you dinner. You can't do it by the end of March, and I said, I can do it. Now, at that time, I made that wager also thinking, it's only 3 million experience from level 39 to 40. I was wrong. So when I made that wager, I was like, oh, I got this in the bag. 3 million experience? I can do that. I did that just now. I went home after we recorded, and I was like, oh, it's 5 million experience. I did all these calculations, I'm like, holy fuck.
And not even officially 39 yet, so there's a little bit more.
I had, whatever I had to do from 39 to 40, I was like, add on top of it this bullshit, extra that I had to do. And I hit 39, and I'm like, okay. Fuck. I don't even think this is possible. We'll see. I'll just play. I'll play semi and be like, we'll see what happens. And 2 things happened that changed everything. It wasn't even in my mind. I'm like, I'm just buying him dinner, whatever. I accepted it.
No one was.
That's going to be playing when I come in.
Next week.
Yeah. So 2 things happened. A day or 2 later, they announced that from that day or 2 when they announced it till, this is recording Thursday the 15th, till tomorrow, 16th, there would be double experience for everything I do.
This is all day or is it only 3 hours a day?
This is every day from that day
Oh, I fucked up.
till, no, I didn't know about it until a few days later. I'm like, he's still, I have to, that's 5 million experience, I have to be, so I was like, whatever, I'm going to be busy this weekend, we got to do a bunch of shit, whatever. The weekend came. Katie was feeling ill. I went and ran.
You're not encouraging anything, you're like, please stay, here's
I was
some
like,
soup.
you need to get better. Do you need me to go get you anything? She's like, no, just one thing, and then she's like, I'm just going to watch TV all weekend. You can do whatever you want. I was like, triggered.
Those are the worst
So,
things to
if
hear.
that didn't happen, would you have made it?
No, there's more. So those two like motivated. So like I went Saturday for a very long time.
This helped you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and then you started dating.
No, then I was like, okay, I got a good chunk of experience. I don't think it's enough. Like I'm still barely 1 million in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, the end of March, like fuck me. Like I gotta be on this every. Then the next day came, and I made 1.5 million experience in that day.
So you're at 2.5.
At that point, I'm like,
fuck.
holy shit, like.
You were halfway there.
I put a dent in this. This is possible. I was like, whoo, this weekend just like ignited me. I'm like, thank you. Like whoever was listening is like, balls in your court.
I want to thank
We've given you all the tools.
the board of directors.
We've somehow gotten Katie ill. We gave you double XP. And here's a community day right in the middle of March.
Double XP for fucking week.
I have been
Shit.
on it since then, non-stop. Like mornings, there's a AM raid crew I mentioned.
Which you
6
wouldn't wake up anymore for.
And Niantic's calling. Just got. What are you doing?
They have like charts of every like trader, and yours is like
How come? Red.
banned. Yes, yes, that's my only chance to request.
They're like, make a few calls. It's like Ready Player One. So, every morning I've been like, all right, get up at 5:30. I'm up. I've gotten all my things ready. I'm ready for work. I'll go do 2 or 3 raids. I'm off to work. I get there in enough time to be able to get off work at enough time to get home to do a few more raids. If I can't, I plan around it. There was one day where I was like, I'm not gonna go raid. I'm gonna go catch Pokemon after Katie and I have done everything. So I went for 2 hours. I walked. I'm like, I can't do this every day. This is just day 1. I was like, fuck me. Like I gotta do this every day. I'm like, no, that's not happening. So I changed. I went all raid. I was like, raiding is the maximum output for minimum input. So it was any raid. I didn't like before. It was like the legendaries. Now I'm like,
We're ready, Pikachu. Fuck it.
yeah. It was like here's a Magikarp, and I was like, that's 12,000 experience if I do a luck because I'm getting double XP, and then if I pop a lucky egg, it gives me another double XP. So I'm getting quad XP.
Quad.
And I'm like, everything I do needs an egg on it. So I'm cracking omelets everywhere.
You work out your quads, bro. Right, baby. Right.
Yeah, I need like a picture of like the wrong egg thing, but it's like lucky eggs. Just like everything. And then what's that? What happened? Then this weekend. No, that was this weekend. So then this week I've been going hard, and I'm like, this is the last week double XP. I've been doing a few more in the morning. I've been doing a lot more in the evening. There was one day, it was epic. There was a group that like, we think we can pull this off. There's 4 raids popping at the same time. There's timers on these raids where it's like from this 45 minutes from this start point to this point, that's your window to jump into those.
So you had 45 minutes to do 4 raids.
And there was people coordinating it, and I was like, I'm in. Like, where you need me, let's do this.
I'm hacking the system.
And like we met up, I got there like 20 minutes early. I'm like, all right, my car is parked backwards so that like I can just drive on. I'm like, we're gonna go here.
Too fast.
Immediately
It's like
there.
a bank robbery.
I'm like, I don't even care about the Pokemon anymore. I like these Pokemon have ceased to become Pokemon. Right? They're numbers. I'm like, you're 12,000, you're 16,000 experience.
It's the scene from fucking
That's
Hangover.
Oh, Hangover, yeah.
Professional poker players, they don't look at money as like money. They look at it as units. Like that's what you're doing. They're just units.
It's like the Matrix where I all of a sudden just see all the code. Like,
It's raining numbers.
yeah. And man, and then today, okay, so then this happened. I had my work.
Let me ask you. Did you go to work today?
I had vacation today. I got my work done. I had to go take care of one thing. I was like, okay, I'll take care of it today. I'll put in a vacation. And then the rest of that day,
Pokemon Go.
I woke up at 5 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. How excited I was. So I was like,
work today.
I was like,
Pokemon Go.
I went to the coffee. I was like, I have time to get gas. I have time to get coffee. I went to get coffee. Like, what are you doing? It's 5 a.m. I'm like, it's my day off. They're like, what are you doing?
You sleep good.
I'm like, nah, bro. I'm ready for fun.
Nah, bro.
Shit.
So
Been up since 5.
5 till like noon, nonstop.
Did it rain today in the morning?
Yeah, I was prepared. I wore boots. I had a raincoat. I had chargers. Nonstop. The AM crew was there, and there's a typical crowd. They're really cool. Been really friendly. Been really cool with them. Then they dwindled. And it's like, okay, we gotta go. Family or work or.
I got work, man.
Some of them had family. Other ones had stuff. Then is a different phase of group. It was like the people that like go into classes late, and I'm like hanging out with them. I'm like, all right, let's go to this one. Let's go to that one. We did a few, and then they had to go. Then the fun crowd came. The retired people came out.
Shit.
These people are legit. Man. They have like 8 phones. I'm like, I just need one of you with me. We got this whole shit down. And like one of them was with me, and she's like, "You're my lucky charm." Like I've gotten like all these cool things with you around with me. Lucky charms. I was like, woo. And I was like, man, I can't stop. I hit 4 million today.
Wow.
4 fucking million.
And he's like, what the shit would? I don't even know how to say that shit.
I needed to eat, but every time I was like about to drive off to eat finally, someone's like, hey, there's 3 coming up right now. We can hit all 3 of them. I'm like, fine. And it became to a point where it hurts now. Like I honestly, I'm getting. It's exciting that I'm so close. At the same time, I am so fed up that this game has like turned me into such a monster.
You have to take it easy now. Just chill for like.
Yeah.
I want it over with though. I want
take two weeks break. Don't even touch it. Don't
WonderCon, just
like
leave your phone at home.
The sooner I'm gonna get it done now, but I'm very confident. It's more how I want to get it done because I have a Mewtwo coming up that I have to catch
so
this weekend.
You want to level up with that Mewtwo.
Because of today's raids, I have another Mewtwo for the following weekend. On not only my main account, but you know I told you I made a second one? I've got that one all the way to 31.
Holy shit.
I'm like, what the fuck? This thing's like caught up in a week. The other one took me 2.5 years. I got pissed off at this one. I was like, this piece of shit.
I'm fucking never playing again.
Like, fuck. But it got one too. I'm like, this motherfucker. And it's me. But I was like,
you're mad at your own account? Piece of shit.
So I got those the following weekend. So that's WonderCon. No, that's the Friday of WonderCon. So I can do that one before WonderCon. But I'm like, okay, if I don't get it by the time of this weekend of this recording, then I'll have it. I'll be like, I'll stop playing until I have like right enough to get the Mewtwo, and then I'll do it for that second one.
Or you should do it right before that podcast, the last podcast.
And he jumps. Fuck. Shit.
Ironically, you get like run out of Pokeballs.
They update the system. There's no more level 40.
The cap is very stiff.
No, just like we're doing a whole new system. 40. There's no 40. It's a star system now.
Damn.
So as soon as like you literally leveled to 40, and it's like 5 stars is what you're at now. And you're like, fuck.
But I feel it. I don't think my friends do as much. But like I'm telling some of them like, hey, like my Pokemon friends, I'm like, we can go do these 2 raids. Like, do you want? They're like, I don't care. Like that's something small. Like I'll do the legendary one. I'm like, yeah, but we could do these other 3 too. And they're like, whatever. And then a couple other ones are more interested in the catches and stuff. I'm like, oh man, I got 1 million experience. They're like, cool. I'm like, I feel like I'm just like oozing out. I'm like, I need to keep this in. I have spreadsheets where it's like, if I do level 5, level 4, level 3, level 2, level 1 raids, in double XP and out of double XP, I have my current XP, my remaining XP, and for that remaining XP, I have the remaining days and an average of how much minimum I need to get every day for the remainder of the month in order to hit that in that time frame, minimum. And then I have that average, and it shows me how many level 5 raids it'll take me to get that average a day. How many level 4, like just so I can see in double and out of double XP. And I'm like, I do not want to do this out of double experience. Like I hate, that's going to be like twice as much. Yeah. But I'm like, I can't, like it's already hard enough as it is. So I'm like, the lower I can get that average now, the easier it'll be.
You need 900,000 left.
Niantic. Currently, someone has been juking the system, so we're going to turn off double XP for the remaining.
They're just like wiping subs. The systems.
Half XP for the rest of the
Yeah. Oh my god. No.
Valazak.
fucking.
And I honestly would not have taken it to this level, but that just like little bit in my head was like, you made a bet.
You see me in the.
I was like,
Free dinner!
You created a monster.
yeah, I created that. How do you understand what I was saying when I was like, we should do a video where it's like, haha, this will be friendly, and all of a sudden it's just like me, like, all these flashbacks, like you hear Katie and me yelling, it's like, no, it's not just a game. It's George.
It's a bet for dinner!
All my friends are gone. I'm just sitting here, I'm like, I'm 40.
All my friends are dead.
Oh, I'm turning into Gollum. This is Smeagol to Gollum.
Hey, my precious. It's your cell phone.
I'm so excited to get past that so I can not. I want to just be like, hey,
Now you
a
can be
Pidgey,
casual.
I don't give a fuck. I'm not catching it.
PG, get the fuck out!
So that's pretty much consumed my life.
Dang, man. I'm sorry that did to you. I have to come up with more bets for you.
We were talking about it earlier. If you had bet me to shave my head, I would have been done a week ago.
So for those that don't know, I used to have hair. I was against going bald. And
then the marmalade.
I've fully succumbed to the baldness. I am one with the bald.
You are one with the bald. So. Besides that, I actually did. I played a few fighting games, like just in the evenings to wind down.
Oh, I forgot about the armor.
Man, Street Fighter! God, that is so hard.
So,
did you do it?
so I put it in my thing and I played it and I have 50,000
Fight money?
fighting money.
God damn!
I don't know. I literally started it, like had me go to the whole tutorial and it's like 50,000 fighting money. I was like, alright, cool, thanks, man. So I wasted a lot though. There was one where you had to fight Ken and Rathalos armor for a BGM song. Fucking wasted like 30,000.
I cannot beat that fucking one.
30,000. You have to make 30,000 to try to beat it.
I can barely make 2. I tried doing a match online, and if you get disconnected, it takes away fight money.
Oh,
and I had shitty internet that night, and it disconnected me. I was like, well, there goes
negative 1,000 fight money.
Fuck you.
Hey, Capcom, we calling you in favor.
We got hacker over here. Hacker boy. But I have enough, I think, at this point. Because at least the one for the armor pieces were easy. I did that in one go. That Ken one, I was like, 1,000, easy. Easy on me, please. This guy, so the whole time, this guy's beating the shit out of me. He hits me once, gets me in a combo, and like half my health gone. And at some point, I had full health. He had a sliver. He was like 2 hits away from dying. I was playing it safe. I'm like, Hadouken. I fuck up a Hadouken, does a fucking Shuriken, and he fucking like in one combo took away 75% of my health.
Should've just run out the clock.
And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking lose right now. This is not cool, man. And I managed to fucking hit him twice at some point. Oh my god.
You're just like...
He had no health. I had full health. And I'm like, I'm about to cry, dude. Holy shit, man.
See? I hate it.
Bloodborne boss.
So
he's like high-end fucking NPC level shit, man.
Yeah. And then I played a little bit of DBZ Fighter. It's fun. I just feel cool. I'm like, I've been trying to like watch a little bit of the anime while I edit, and I'm like, oh, it's not bad. It's DBZ, so I skip like 2 episodes and I don't miss any plot. I tried 1 episode of Voltron. The Netflix, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been like it's old now.
Well, it's 5 seasons now.
Yeah.
But one of my friends told me like, hey, check it out. It's the animators that did Legend of Korra, and it's good. Like from what I've seen so far.
I think at some point PSN had it, and I have literally the first episode.
No, okay.
Might be the original one. I don't know. They gave me a free episode and I downloaded it. I have it now.
Okay. And then last thing was when Katie and I play games, we've been making pro wrestlers in WWE. So I've made her, I've made a few friends. I'm gonna make you guys soon.
No weekly DLC.
We're gonna be a triple tag team. New day, next week.
Trombone.
League DLC.
You gotta get Bootios on
Yeah, Bootios. There's cereal.
Weeklyos. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been fun. Like, cause making the characters fun, making the intros are fun. Custom movesets. Although they used to be able to let you
I
like.
saw your tweet on one of your movesets there.
That was for a friend.
For a friend. I'm asking for a
Well, the
friend.
stupid thing. Okay, I'm not the only one that does this. People, the only way to get stuff off your PlayStation, like images you take screenshots of, is to share it on your social media.
And
then you
download
can
it.
save it on your phone, and then you can delete the post. And so I was trying to do that. I was like, I want to send this, but otherwise I have to get a USB drive, transfer it to that, plug it into my.
So you show it to the world.
Yeah.
So you can show it to your friend.
Yeah.
If you write a name, like a wrestler's name, do they say it phonetically or no?
So they have all the main wrestlers, but then you can choose nicknames for everyone. So if like for me, I chose like the engineer. They have those nicknames voiced.
Okay.
So it's like it's the engineer.
So not the
And that's it.
not the name.
No.
'Cause I want the Zhang.
The Roger.
I'll make that your intro.
Roger.
Besides that, BeachCon's coming up. I've been lucky enough to be involved in working with them. I've gone in the past. My brothers worked for them. One of my friends worked for them, and now I'm doing a little bit of volunteer work for them. So it's been fun.
Cool.
And then you guys want to jump in to the news?
I mean, you might as well an hour later, I guess.
I mean, I'll probably hit level 40 by the time we're done with this. Just saying. Let's hit the news. So
Yeah, biggest thing right now,
go for it.
which happened yesterday, Wednesday night, right?
The 14th. Yes.
Yes. Was on stream. Was Twitch. Twitch was lit.
Okay.
It was the popular streamer named Ninja invited a small friend named Drake to stream with
From
him.
Drake and Josh?
From Drake and Josh.
Before that, Drake followed him on Instagram. That's how the first initial contact happened.
Well, he followed him a while ago on his Twitch, and then from there, I followed him on Instagram. It goes down in the
Slid
DM.
in his DM.
It slid into his DMs, and next thing you know, we had Drake playing with the streamer, and the streamer was playing live, and this guy broke records. He broke records already. He had broken the highest record of 50,000 subscribers.
Yep.
And then in a month from that point, he doubled that record to 100,000 subscribers. And then from there, just slowly kept growing. And then with this Drake thing, this Drake duo, he broke viewing records, over 600,000 viewers, concurrent viewers, meaning like actual live viewers.
From a single person. Doubled it. He almost doubled it.
He almost doubled the top view, and then obviously continued to get subscribers. So I think he's over 200,000 or something. No, I think he got the most in a day. He got 10,000 subscribers in one day. And if you do the math of like it's $5 per subscriber that he gets paid, but he gets paid about half of that. So you say like $2.50 or whatever,
Okay.
$3. So yeah, like he made like $25,000 to $30,000 in just yesterday.
He's gonna make about $500,000 in this month.
I'm expecting over that.
Or it could be
Between, like
more.
700,000 is what I'm
Well,
expecting.
even aside from the money side of it, just like the impact he
See,
made
so
as an individual.
That's the biggest thing. I think it's a huge like.
This is Drake the musician.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Hotline
You
Bling
jokingly
and-
said Jake from Jake and Josh. It's Drake, the guy from Degrassi. That's the only way I know him. I knew him as that, and then he became like a rapper. And I heard one time I'm like, he's not gonna make it. Here he is, dude. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. He's set up his game. But I think it's a huge step in the right direction for streaming itself. I really do think.
Collaborations like that.
Yeah, collaborations, or just like the push it needs, because this is a mainstream artist.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, because he's on the like normal like news, or like he kind of like hits records and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. The ninja guy.
No, Drake.
Oh, sorry. Okay, got it.
No, Ninja is part of like a niche thing that happens to just have a lot of people still on it.
Okay.
And bringing Drake into this, it broke other people that generally don't know what
Watch
streaming
Twitch,
is.
yeah.
Come into their make new accounts with their Prime subscriptions.
Yeah, which is crazy at this level. Twitch is already huge. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're probably familiar with either like someone streaming something on YouTube
Yeah.
or on Twitch, and then on top of that, like that already exposure, you're getting even that much.
Yeah, you're bringing more people in there. And I really do think we're still like in a beginning stages of streaming. I feel like it become publicized to the point where it can be on television, live streams that people, obviously there'll be rules like don't cuss or
What do you mean television?
I think it'll be like on an actual television channel, like go to channel 10 to watch live streams.
Oh, I feel like it's going to change the game. I don't feel like there'll be channels anymore. I feel like you'll just have your internet and you'll choose what program you want to view. YouTube.
Or
Those will be your channels. YouTube,
Twitch.
Do
Twitch.
you guys remember the show Game Center?
CBS.
This Japanese game show where it was Twitch. It was basically a guy would come in a Japanese work suit and he played video games. This was 20 years before Twitch. And that was a big thing in Japan. And
Yeah.
now you see it coming to America.
Yeah.
Finally,
Mm.
people watching.
Yeah, but I think this is a good direction for that, and I think we're in the beginning processes of this phenomenon. Phenomenon.
Phenomena.
I watch more
Phenomenon.
streaming content than mainstream media. Hands down.
You gotta fix that, dude.
No, that's the
Ain't you
future.
young?
That's the future. Like I think I told you before, CDN third and 71G.
Who are
They're-
what?
There's CDN third, CDN
Nerds.
nerd, CD nerd. God, I fucking
You
hate
say
his name.
CDN?
Yeah,
Or you
right.
say
These
CD?
are streamers.
Streamers.
Okay.
CDN nerd, CD nerd.
I just hear you
and
say.
71G make me laugh more than multi-million-dollar comedies, TV shows. and
Damn,
fucking-
Aziz, he's shots fired.
Exact, dude. They are fucking hilarious, dude.
Better
Like,
like
See, this is. I was saying in the car. I have an idea that I think is going to be like network television's attempt at this to like be like, hey, there's this streaming thing. I think you're going to see like The Real World or something like Meet the Nerds, and it's just like let's pair a celebrity with a streamer, and I feel like it's going to be so like ham-fist. Like that's going to be a bad attempt, but it's exposure. It's like
Yeah.
to a lot of people, Big Bang Theory is one of two things. It's like, hey, this is fun, this is good. Like I don't know much, but to other people, it's like
They technically already had something like that. They had like the gamer one. They had like the
Which one?
real world
Playtester
gamer.
or something like
You
that.
were
I'm saying-
fucking trying to get
King,
in.
King of the Nerds.
King of the Nerds.
I'm saying even more. Like they're gonna be
No,
there are
right,
gonna be
right.
multiple more.
No, but
like
I'm saying like
AMC.
it's like that progress is there. Like it's already like
Yeah.
we've had King of the Nerds. Now it's gonna be like
At E3, they're gonna do like a contest, celebrity and streamer Fortnite.
yeah, from this event, Fortnite already
From
announced
this
that
thing.
they're gonna get 50 celebrities and 50 streamers. They're gonna pair each like one and one up, and they're gonna have them like probably like obviously teams, and they're gonna just who's left standing kind of thing.
But at the same time, like we talked about this last week, I feel like there's gonna be a lot more like kids who want to stream and do it for the money.
I mean, I can tell you right now, I have my sister, 13 years old, like not even a week ago. This is obviously before the Drake thing. She asked me, she's like, "Hey, can I have an old Apple MacBook Pro?" And she's like, "Hey, can I have your laptop?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you don't use it anymore." And she took it, and then she was like, "Do you know if Fortnite plays on here?" And I'm like, "It's not gonna work, dude." She's like, "Can you help me though?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I installed it on there for her, and it's so fucking bad, laggy as shit.
You should tell her to start streaming Pokemon Go. Road to 40.
But yeah, she's been playing Roblox with her friend, and obviously the family computer that they have works. And so I gave her my laptop. That doesn't work so much with the Fortnite, and so I helped her install it at my parents' house for on the home computer, and she says it works better, but she feels awkward because my dad, he sees me as a gamer, and so she's like scared to kind of play when he's around,
Sure.
type of stuff. Yeah, so.
But it's the fact that she's
Yeah,
like asking
exactly.
these questions.
So it's like she's not She doesn't play games. She only plays, and this is more recent. Like, she literally, all she does is watches YouTube. That's what she does. That's like her main thing. She hangs out with friends or watches YouTube.
Does she want to play for streaming, or does she want to play?
No, she wants to just play to play.
Okay.
I think it's her friend. The friend she was playing with on Roblox. I think he's the one who was like, let's play now on Fortnite. But she.
And see, the thing is, like, I feel like people are behind when it comes to like streaming or just digital content. But game companies, like, they gotta realize, dude, these guys are fucking tastemakers, dude. Ninja is selling fucking your product, dude. He's fucking
What products is
advertising.
he?
Well, he's not selling, but he's
the games he's
making people. He's making people want to play for it.
And this is like, go for it. What were you gonna say?
No, I figured it. Sorry.
So you're saying like
I feel like game companies are just still behind. Like,
this is true. So
they need to like.
There's 3 games. There's Vermintide 2. This is a second game that came out. First one was niche, had small following, but it was a very dedicated fan base. Streamers are streaming it right now. They have literally, like, the game has within the game you can connect to your own Twitch channel where it'll read off of the Twitch chat. And so in the game it'll come up with like the streamer's playing, an event's supposed to happen.
Okay.
And Twitch, the chat can choose the event that happens.
Oh,
It can either be like it's an enemy that shoots out gas, or it's an enemy that shoots out, like, has a machine gun or whatever. And they can be like, oh, they're like low health, so the gas will take them away, and they can literally all just choose the
Oh,
A
this
option.
is like when Twitch plays Pokemon.
Yeah.
But the Twitch plays the streamer, like, literally.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
You got played, son.
But then
You played.
people it was that same concept with Pokemon, and that's how like there became
The
this.
computer would read the like they're saying go left, and then the computer would be like, okay,
it
go
would
left.
just be stuck in this
Yeah.
one. Like they were in a cave and they didn't use Flash, and they were like in that cave forever because all the chat was trying to just move it, and it ended up like the chat ended up creating a religion out of it. Like, oh, Amistar is the Helix god, and some weird like it became this huge meme. And I'm like, I don't understand any of this. What the fuck did this come from?
And this is like community.
It's that,
It's like, yeah. So and then there's a game that you've seen me play. Slay the Spire.
Oh, okay.
That was like that's a brand new game. Had come out like it's literally still in beta. They only have like 2 characters out of 3 they want to fully release.
Okay.
And that game blew up like because of streamers, and then to the point where they added same thing Twitch integration, where the way it works is every time you kill a monster or like you fight a battle and you win, you're allotted to get like 3 random cards, 1 of 3 random cards to build your deck, or you can just skip if you think those cards are shitty. The Twitch integration allowed the chat to choose what you chose. So you literally play the game, beat the boss, and then a set of cards comes up, and they can choose like get the shitty ass card, and they can just make your hand so shitty, and then you still beat the game, and you'll be like, Twitch sucks.
Fuck you guys.
And then there's another one called Duncreed or Dun.
Oh yeah, you mentioned.
And this is like a dungeon, a roguelike dungeon thing, and that one was a really cool one, and that one again blew up. Like these games have gone to the top 10 in streaming because of this, and these games would have been like no known games. No one would want to pay $15 to play this game, and these games blew up because of streamers. Like streamers literally sell product.
So I have a question, tying back to the Drake crossing with the streaming. Aside from Drake, what celebrities do you think
Logic.
should?
Yeah.
No, celebrities?
He's a celebrity.
Logic.
Well, he's another musician,
He's a rapper.
Oh, okay.
but he's a
and
hardcore gamer.
who do you want to, and who do you think should or would?
So
who do you think's next?
You
and who
mean
do you
more
think-
mainstream, like maybe like movie stars and stuff like that.
Someone like Drake, like a musician,
Tom
a
Hanks?
sports.
No, I would honestly I would still like to stick with like someone that does like games.
I would love to see a show, like a TV show, where it's like just a gamer, a nerd, and then he would bring in a celebrity. Like it's like Clueless Gamer, but he would bring in a mainstream celebrity, and they would play the game, and the guy would explain it, and the guy would be like, "Oh shit!"
So Ninja and Drake. Just kidding. Okay, so you gave me a question. I'm trying to figure it out.
Marshawn Lynch. He's a football player. Have you seen him on? Oh, dude, his reactions are just. Taste of Rainbow.
I'm here, so I'll get fined.
But he has a Facebook show because of that.
Okay.
And it just make him react to like weird stuff. He's like, oh, fun, man. Like,
I got 2.
Oh, I know.
Tommy Wiseau.
Oh, fuck, I got 3 now.
As the Joker.
Masterpiece.
Terry.
Cruz?
Yeah, Terry Crews.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one. Because he's trying to help his son.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of someone that like
character.
So he like live streamed, or he like I think on Instagram he had videos of him building the computer with his son.
That's cool.
Like, because his son wanted a computer, he's like, and he built literally a computer for himself and for his son. He would go on Reddit. He'd like ask people like, what are the best pieces to buy, how to build this shit, and then he made a video of him building it together.
That's a good pick.
And he's done interviews since then. He's like, it's a great experience. I feel like I've gotten closer to my son. I understand the games he's playing. Like, in the beginning, he told me, he's like, yeah, Dad, I don't play games. I watch people play games. And he's like, I don't understand that. And now that he's seen it, he's like, I completely get it. It's like you're hanging out with someone and you're just watching, like, someone play games. It's like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But, so that's someone I think I would be really cool.
I'll give it 2. The Rock. I think he'd be a fun watch.
And
Just the
Goldberg.
smack talk and charisma, and not Goldberg. And then the second one would be Gary Busey.
Fuck.
I think he'd be like
That-
him in
that
like a
makes
horse.
nuts.
That stream wouldn't make sense to me.
You wanna go nuts? Let's get nuts.
That stream.
Like if it was a horror game or something, you'd be like, what are we doing? Like, this
Tell me
is, we're
what's up.
entering the cosmos.
Tommy Wiseau.
No Man's Sky, Gary Busey. That's gold. Gold, Jerry.
Goldberg.
Tommy Wiseau.
When did you even catch this guy?
You should play The Sims and just make a room. The room. Okay. Next news item.
Ready Player? No.
Yeah, let's talk about another one. There were some early receptions of it.
So
Jen?
we're so well known that we got to see it first.
Yeah.
No, not even close. We have not.
My take, must see. No, I'm just kidding.
So there were some early screenings.
So we're talking about just early screenings and the early reviews
of Ready Player One, the
Yes.
movie. The reception thus far.
Divisive. Either people love it or hate it. There's no in between.
So just to get out of the way, it first was shown at
South by Southwest.
South by Southwest, and it had a majority of positive reviews.
Right.
I'd say it was like what 80% positive, 20% like.
Yeah.
Oh wait, in the 20% it was like neutral / negative.
Okay.
And I honestly think that's kind of like, I feel like they really like, not just handpicked it, but I feel like they knew the audience that would be at South by Southwest, and they would be people that would understand these references that the movie has, all these different things. Because that's one of the biggest things, is there a lot of like neutral to negative reviews where like, I didn't understand a lot of these references. I wish they would have like, instead of throwing them at me, I wish they would have taken the time to explain the reference to me. But I think the movie, it's just not how it works. Like literally you read the book and it's reference after reference after reference, and it's just how the movie is. Like it's gonna literally cater to one type of audience, and I feel like that's just how the movie's gonna be. And I think it's shown since then. It's shown to more people, I think, or I'm not sure. No,
I mean, reviewers have seen it.
Yeah, there's like they did the South by Southwest, and I think they did
after
some,
that it was just regular.
yeah, like a wave
not-
of just
not
like
there.
critics.
Okay, and
So-
now we've gotten more
Do you
neutral.
think this approach helped the movie, hurt the movie?
I think it helped. If there was no reviews, so before going into South by Southwest, they were projected to lose money.
Right.
They needed to make $70 million, and they were going to make half that. So they had to do something, and so I think it's.
I don't know, man. I feel like because you're always about looking at these reviews, not like the overall review. You don't look at individual reviews. You look at the number. If the number is below a certain amount, which is 90%, you're not watching the movie, pretty much.
Pretty much.
And I feel like this movie.
I was going to watch this one if we got it.
Right, but the thing is, like, if it wasn't that case, this movie wouldn't, like, you just be like, wow, this movie's shitty, and you wouldn't just have watched this movie. I feel like it's because you read the book, it's obviously something you're interested in, it's geek stuff, that you're going to watch it regardless. I still don't think it's going to be, like, a huge movie. It's not going to be, obviously...
I think for me, it tempered my expectations. It set them in perspective. A lot of hype was, I mean, in the trailers themselves, like, self-proclaimed god of nerds, such and such. I'm like, all right, tone it down a little bit. Like, at least I only watched the first 2 trailers. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just stay away from them. But I knew myself. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go in. It'll be whatever it is because I am invested because I read the book. I want to see this regardless of if it's good or bad, just for my own enjoyment and interest. But as a movie, to succeed or not, I was like, I think the whole South by Southwest and the publications and promotions set a tempered expectations where enough people said it's good, but there was a small percentage that said like it's not as great as everyone thinks it is, or it's bad. And it's like, okay, I should really gauge what my tastes are, what this movie is catering towards, like what you're saying, and make a judgment call: is this movie for me or not? And then
I want to turn it to 11.
This new trailer is fucking fantastic. They should have just came out with this fucking trailer. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
I feel like we should talk about trailers someday of like just our opinions of like the best moves of trailers, because trailers make or break a lot of things, and they can really send you in one direction when the movie's going in another direction. Suicide Squad.
What I like about this trailer though is they don't reveal a lot.
Yeah?
I still don't know what's going to be in Player One.
See, that was my worry. I didn't want to watch any new ones because of that.
I mean,
it shows.
There's a race, and that's a challenge, and I don't know the other 2 challenges. They're like, that's the thing. I'm like,
more races.
It's all races. All of a sudden, Vin Diesel shows up. It's Fast and Furious 9.
Fuck.
But I usually don't do this. I'm gonna watch it Wednesday night.
Damn.
I usually don't.
Wait, which Wednesday? Is it the Wednesday we're recording?
No. It doesn't come out that way. It comes out the week after.
Oh,
2 weeks. 2
Got
weeks.
it.
Wait, it's literally that fucking close to release date?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit level 40 before then.
Woo!
I think you should just like reach it while you're watching it.
I'm just gonna
stand up, fucking get people to beat the shit out of you so you don't get it. It's
like, hey Parsival, are you level 40? That's how you get.
I am. And he's like,
one thing I don't like about the fucking movie is H. You know who plays H, and that's a big reveal in a book.
Wait, Preparation H?
No, H.
No.
That's a big reveal.
Yeah. I hope people read the book because of this. That's my. Anytime there's like a.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
I read the whole Scott Pilgrim comic book before.
See?
Watching the
movie's
movie.
better.
That was a case where I like the book for its own, and I like the movie for its own.
See, and that's what I feel like it should be for everything. Like every adaptation should have its own like.
People just love comparing.
Yeah, dude.
That's
like
human nature.
Every comic book movie, when they were first coming out with all these Marvel movies, this isn't The Dark Knight. This is, they took this and they changed it and then this and then this. That's not Old Man Logan. They changed, I'm like, it's a...
Christopher Nolan. Still the best parts of every Batman story.
Just make a
which
good
is
movie
the
out of it.
explosions of everything.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Anyway, alright. Third news item.
I don't remember.
We got Monster Hunter update.
Ah!
The first big update for Monster Hunter, where, I mean, they've been doing all these promotional things like we've seen with Ryu, with Aloy, with some other stuff. This one, we're going to get Devil Joe, which is a new monster. Or an old monster, but introduced into Monster Hunter World.
You mean Devil May Cry?
Yeah.
Devil Joe May Cry?
And then we're getting the Devil May Cry announcement, which was the next like content that they're going to be pushing for crossover stuff. We're getting
balances.
Yeah, weapon balances, which is interesting for Monster Hunter. That's new.
Yep.
Like they've never done this is the game's weapons.
This game's OP. Way
Not
to go.
anymore.
No, pretty much I would say.
So they're tweaking like the triple charge of a greatsword. They're tweaking the charge blade. They're making the switch act. Like every weapon has its own tweaks.
You know what I like though? They're not tweaking mix sets. Like, because I would assume they would do something. Oh, this mix set's fucking broken. Alright, we'll take away this, and this.
Well, because nothing's broken.
Oh no. There's some broken.
The other cool thing is, I think they're taking a note from like games like Destiny, where they do events. They're doing like a spring sort of hub world event thing. Why are you looking at me like that?
I just think it's funny how you're bringing up like a example of like Destiny wise. Well, I mean like it's not to say like they do it too, but World of Warcraft,
Sure.
Final Fantasy 11.
I didn't say those.
Like all these games have like seasonal.
Perfect examples.
Things.
Thank you.
Overwatch.
I just thought it was funny. Like the mindset that we have is because you've done Destiny and then
Did Division do it? I don't
No,
think so.
they didn't have anything like that.
Yeah, but they're just to see traditional Monster Hunter games for seasoned veterans. They're like, oh, this is a new game, but now we're getting these other things that I'm like, this changes.
And just for comparison's sake, like with all the other games, it's literally they release it, and I mean they would have content for it.
They would have the crossover stuff.
Yeah,
that's about it.
But they wouldn't like game wise. No monsters would never. They would never change anything on the weapon. If the weapon there was a bow in Monster Hunter Tri or what was 3 Ultimate.
Yeah.
The Kelby bow.
Yeah.
This bow had what was considered like explosive damage just right on the weapon itself. So it was like you would fucking kill monsters in like 3 minutes if you knew how to use it.
Goes the dime.
And they never changed it because they just don't touch that stuff in these games.
It was like traditional games where here's your game, that's your game. Like whether it's broken or not broken, which is there's something to admire about that. But to see them adopt this is interesting because they do take such care and detail with their game. To see them tweak it will be interesting.
What's cool is, I mean, I had the feeling that they had this idea the whole time, but this is such a good thing, and the fact of how big the game got received, it's like their Capcom's number one selling game, and of all time, and people are gonna see this and be like, holy shit, this is a really cool franchise. Like they're constantly updating it. They gave us weapon balances. We're about to get a seasonal. Like they're literally gonna change the hub world to be like very spring-like, which is very cool.
I think it's going to keep people playing it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people have beaten the main campaign. They've hunted most of the monsters they've wanted to hunt. Maybe they're just now getting to Kieran or they're just getting past Kieran. It's like what's next, and this is aside from just farming decorations and stuff. This sort of stuff is what's going to probably keep some people around. And once I do all my Pokemon stuff, I'm excited to jump back in. Like I've been dying to play Monster Hunter again. Kay's like,
make it back. Who gets Platinum first?
No, no. It's like The Office. No more beds.
Why so serious?
This is like that Kula sushi thing. Just little like devil but I know.
I just wanted to help everyone get a toy.
No, it wasn't you. It was.
So I ate
it was
30 plates. I mean, this is just me.
It wasn't you that competed. It was when we said we can. They were like the waiter was like, "You guys are trying to get all of you." I'm like, "Bitch, give me another 18 rolls of sushi."
Untouched beer. Untouched.
I drank 3 sips, and it all came up later.
I came back out.
So that's it for the news.
Yeah.
You guys want to get into the topic?
No. How long? What are we at right now?
We're at give or take an hour.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking like an hour and 20 minutes or something.
Well, if you guys want me to talk about Pokemon again, I can make it a 2-hour.
you can level up in this too.
No Star Wars in Ready Player One.
Oh, that's true.
Steven Spielberg.
Until Disney buys it.
But
For the sequel.
What's the topic we're talking about?
The topic is... So, November 22nd, 1963 is a famous date where JFK gets assassinated.
And this is the title of a book by
And
Stefan
King.
Okay.
And it's crazy to think, but if the recent polls thinks that 80% of Americans think that JFK's assassination was a conspiracy, part of a conspiracy theory. So my question is, do you guys think it's a conspiracy theory? And if you had the powers to time travel, would you go back and prevent?
So I did not read into this. I mean, my one. I know, like I'm talking about a lot about the.
Let me talk about the incident real quick before I cut you off.
Yeah.
So, if JFK didn't die, so I always look at JFK's assassination as an isolated incident. But the way the book brings it up is, if he didn't die, his brother would have never ran for office, so his brother wouldn't have got assassinated. Vietnam War, he wanted to get out of the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War would have ended quicker. Martin Luther King, hypothetically, wouldn't have been assassinated. Patty Hearst wouldn't have gotten killed. So basically this caused a chain reaction of fucking events. And so like, the reason why a lot of people think it's a conspiracy theory is they can't believe a loner caused so much like world-changing events. Like it doesn't, people want things to balance. Like if President Kennedy was about to get assassinated, they want something like big, like Russia or Cuba assassinated him, but they can't. It doesn't balance. So people have this weird conspiracy theory, but and also there's like weird events like Oswald gets killed like a week later. And it's just very weird. The situation is very weird.
So the conspiracy is that there was an agenda behind this to set these things.
Much bigger than just one guy thinking this. And do you want to start out, or is there more you want to?
So they did an investigation. It took. They're saying 3 shots were fired. Right. First shot missed. Second shot hits him in the throat, and you see him in the video go like this. The third shot hits him, and it bounces everywhere. Well, that's the headshot.
Magic bullet?
The magic bullet. And it bounces everywhere, and it hits the guy in front of him, which was the governor of Texas. Yeah. And it hits him everywhere. But people say, like, the way his head snaps back, the way the blood sprays out.
But there was, like, a chunk of his head that flew off, right?
Yeah.
Is that from the magic bullet, or is that from the
That's
neck
from the
bullet?
magic bullet. That's the headshot.
Okay.
So, I don't know, it's just like, it took 8 seconds to fire 3 shots of bolt action. So...
It's like, I've seen the video before, and I only see, obviously, the neck shot. You see just the... And then, like, the wife tries to, like, run, like... It looks like she's trying to get out of the car. It also looks like she's trying to get, like, the piece of brain that flew out back or something. And obviously, like, the whole commotion. You just... I don't know if they're... I don't remember if there's sound in the videos I've seen.
There's no sound.
Yeah, okay. So you can't hear, like, multiple shots. You literally only see the one shot. But no one reacts from these other 2 supposed shots.
And eyewitness accounts are just, they're very unreliable.
Yeah.
So people were saying, we heard 4 shots.
Yeah.
We heard 3 shots.
It was a machine gun. So my thing is, I do think that it was obviously just not one man behind it. I don't know whether it was an organization, but I do feel like it's obviously a group of people that were like, hey dude, we want you to do this, and if you do it, we'll like set your family up for, or we'll like, if you survive, we'll give you $1 million or whatever.
The history with Oswald is he's visited Russia, his wife was Russian, and I think he tried to go to Cuba too.
That'd be a crazy, like, it's possible, but it'd be crazy if he is like a Russian mole or some shit. Because there's right now current news is obviously like Russia meddling in elections and stuff like that. And it's crazy that it's possible to think that this has been going on since forever. Like they've had their hands in United States politics this whole time. Slowly just like manipulating things. That is a possibility, and I can't put it past the fact because I think it's true. Like one guy, I feel like there's been moments in history since this event where other people could have been easily assassinated because of like one thing. Like right now, I mean, I don't mean to bring get into it, but like Trump is someone that I feel like Obama was also someone that just, it was such a big like difference for everything. Yeah. I was like, this guy's gonna die. Like my first thought, or this guy's gonna die. Yeah.
That was like the background of JFK. He was gonna end segregation. Like there was just he was Catholic. He wasn't well liked from people in the South. He was Catholic. He wanted to end the Vietnam War. He wanted to end the Cold War. He was talking with Khrushchev, and so there's all this like. So much change wanted to happen, and a lot of people were not happy.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that you brought up Obama, because Obama is the most death-threated president ever. Wow. He had the most death threats out of every president, according to the Secret Service.
Yeah. See, stuff like that, like, it could be, obviously, in that time, it was a different time, where they felt like it was easier to do this stuff. But I also feel like it could be just as simple as, like, one guy who's like obviously like a business owner, and he's like, if fucking the war stops, I lose all my business. He's like, tells this guy just fucking try to kill him or whatever, and it's that simple as well. But it's something obviously I'll never know, and this crazy conspiracy stuff, I can read into it obviously and start like coming up with these ideas, but it's like it's way past like.
It's crazy because they had like. The investigation papers, they didn't release the documents until 2017.
Wow.
Like they had like a 50-year hold or something on it.
Yeah.
And it's just weird. And they still won't release 1% of the documents, which is kind of weird.
Like confidentiality stuff or whatever. Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, what kind of I think about that one moment. You think of just assassinations in our history. The fact that they're in this one was done in such a public venue. Like, part of me is like, was that part of the intention? Like, they could have done this probably. I feel like if they could have done it there, they could have done it any other place. But would it have had the same impact? Like, what if instead of going back and like we went back in time and we stopped it? What if we couldn't stop it? It was going to happen regardless. But instead of it being public, it was discreet. How would the impact of that have been? Like, just little changes, not even like the biggest change of like it happening or not happening.
It's funny that you bring up that question because I feel like there's different ideas with that too. Because it could be the point where what if like there was a group behind JFK like that wanted to see everything he was gonna do be done. So if this murder was done discreet, they would try to cover it. They'd like find a fucking JFK look-alike, and maybe these people knew this was gonna happen, and they're like, we gotta do it publicly so they see that this guy dies, and they cannot attempt to make an impersonator continue with his legacy or whatever. There's stuff like that. It's crazy. Like, these are small things. Like, I don't think about this, but this is just stuff that just right now pops in my head. Because I'm honestly, like, after seeing things that is possible with currently, I feel like there was just a lot that we don't know. Like, there's people meddling in stuff that we just will never know about.
I think we look at how scary things are now, like without getting into the detailed politics of it, just like climate of social anxiety of like we have the bans and all these other things and the violence. It's scary for a lot, and it's terrifying for a lot of people, and it's just it puts everyone on edge. But to like be in a time period of that, like I think back and I can't even imagine. You see like a president, your president getting assassinated. You see a public figure like Martin Luther King get assassinated. You see numerous people in America that are like these top figures of change getting, and that would like that would terrify the shit out of me. I would like the idea of safety. I know, like, we have right now, like, worries of safety, but that also, I'll be like, that's crazy. Like, where are the rules? Like, I think now is just as relevant, but to not see assassination attempts so much as, you know, I don't know, it gets into it, but
yeah, it's
scary in a different way. And I can't imagine what that sort of terror would also be like. Like, I don't know. It's because you read sometimes like, okay, in Russia, for instance, I'll use an example. I saw something where like this person who was exiled literally a few days ago or a week ago.
I think you went to London, right?
I think so. You went to Europe, and he was found dead. And I'm like, it's not like the breadcrumbs were very far or anything. And I'm like, imagine that sort of environment everywhere, like across, like I don't know. It blows my mind.
Yeah, but the thing is like, so. We haven't like we've seen mass shootings, but assassination attempts, that's something we don't hear about. Like we could have them, but they're so successful that we don't know. Like they're just like
discreet.
He fucking died.
I think Obama's had like people shoot at the White House, right?
Really?
There's a couple times where there's guys who climb the fence and just start shooting at the White House. Wow. Well, I think the one that was the closest one was Ronald Reagan. He actually got shot.
So the second part of your question was if you could go back, what would your answer be?
So the book talks about this. Does it? And it talks about like kind of like a butterfly effect. Like when he changes something, things change.
Right. He hasn't changed it yet, but it's weird. In the book, like when you try to change time, it tries to prevent you from changing.
Oh.
It's like getting out of pantyhose. Yeah. That's how he describes it. It's a metaphor. It gets harder and harder. So. He hasn't gotten to Oswald yet. He's just investigating right now. That's where I'm at right now. He's investigating, just watching him.
Okay.
But he's saying you don't have to kill him. You just have to knock him out. Like you don't have to kill a bad. I know we talked about would you kill good people to save, millions.
The needs of the million.
But would you do something bad? Would you kill a bad person to save millions? That's what I wanted to get at with saving.
The thing is like so this. The way so the way that JFK was going, removing segregation, getting stopping war. He's just trying to stop war in general.
Mm-hmm.
That's stuff that I'm for, and I would have to say that I would have tried to attempt to save him. I would try to attempt to save his life so he can continue doing what he was going to do. I don't know how else to explain it to add more detail to the podcast. Like, I could talk about concepts of what I think would have changed in the future from doing this event. Obviously, we'd have not as many presidents on the official list or whatever. 1 to 2, maybe 3 less. I don't know for sure. Well, I guess if you do the math, like if every other president stayed the full term, their full terms or whatever. As opposed to, because you were talking about how it affected, these assassinations led to the assassination of 2 other people, Martin Luther King and Henrietta.
His brother. His brother decides to run for president, he gets shot.
Oh, JFK's brother. Obviously, I don't think JFK would have died, and his brother, but I feel like Martin Luther King. Actually, you know what? I feel like Martin Luther King assassination wouldn't have happened because I feel like he wouldn't have needed to be at that point because he would have had a president helping him stop segregation. So I feel like he wouldn't have been. He might have still been like famous for doing what he did, but I don't think we would have had the famous speech, which leads to all this other stuff. I feel like that wouldn't have been.
It's crazy though, like presidents who try to end like racism, like Lincoln got killed and JFK got killed. It's just weird.
I feel like honestly, that's why I feel like segregation, or to put it like in different terms, slavery in general, I think was such a huge thing, or maybe even money making, to the point that these guys, certain people had like. How to explain it? Like, they felt like everything relied on that, and they, again, because that back then it was different times. I feel like murder wasn't that big of a deal, and obviously, like I'm sure we don't hear about small murders that happened during that time, but you hear it's only the major ones you remember. I can't think of like different assassinations that happened, but I know Lincoln got killed. I know he got assassinated because he was the president.
But to backtrack on there weren't that many murder.
No. I don't think they were
public figure murder.
Yeah, like I don't think murder. I think was standard. I don't think it was like seen as like holy shit, everyone's getting murdered. I don't explain it. I don't think hearing about a murder was a big deal back then. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But when you hear about public figures, it's completely different.
Okay.
I guess it depends on your. Man, I feel like I'm messing this up completely.
That's fine. We're talking out loud.
It depends on how, like the bubble you're in. So like obviously the people around me, the people around me, like right now in my life, if someone got murdered, I would know it'd be a huge impact to me personally. But people outside of that bubble are like, they'll never know about this. It wouldn't impact them at all. But then we would talk about like bigger public figures that these person get assassinated. This is huge.
Okay.
I feel like murder, in a sense of like public figures, was happening more often. Therefore, wasn't a big deal. Like
each individual one wasn't as big
for public figures, not like just like unknown things. Like actual public figures, I feel like a lot of them would die, and they knew it was assassinations, but it was just like not that big of a deal until they got to these points where it was like. Literally the president of the United States, kind of thing.
I think one thought that crossed my mind in our conversations is we're saying, okay, had he lived, more people would have, or less people would have, public figures like Martin Luther King, his JFK's brother, and a few others, wouldn't have been assassinated as a result. What if, another possibility is, because these figures didn't get taken out, tensions rose higher in whatever organizations were opposing them, and they just started like rioting and mass violence broke out more. Mm-hmm. So then the question that I would pose as a hypothetical here, to follow up on yours, was what would, if you had to choose between mass violence or individual violence? We just going down this rabbit.
the death of a president, or if you prevent that, it will cause riots that cause hundreds of deaths.
It's crazy because it could be just like, okay, this public figure. I'm not saying we're throwing morale and ethics out the window here with this, but like a public figure doesn't get taken out, and tensions continue to rise, and he's pushing these changes in all these different fronts, and part of me thinks like those violent matters within like groups and within like neighborhoods could rise. I don't know. I mean that sucks.
No,
too.
that's completely true.
I would hope that the change, like there's enough enforcement of the change of like, look, it's not blind change. It's like we're gonna try and make everyone happy. At the same time, slavery is wrong. Like these things are clearly like certain things are clearly wrong. Violence, but this change will see benefits to these industries. We'll see benefits to society. We'll see benefits to us and our common man and all this.
With you bringing that up, it's funny. For some reason, I compare this to like the Watchmen moment with Ozymandias, where he had so he was gonna destroy a large portion, a city pretty much, to unite people, and then
cause such a cataclysmic event that would
and then we had other people saying like no, like just let everything happen as it is. I feel like this is something similar. Like it was like not to put like because Ozymandias was a bad person, but I would put JFK as the Ozymandias. Like he was the catalyst.
The event of
the event, like he's the guy. Like if he lives, millions die. Could have because of the way
or events could have escalated.
Yeah, because it would be caused like a civil war, where we would fight each other to the point where we'd kill millions of each other, or it was kill him
to bring people together.
And prevent like it was kind of like it was like a moment building, and it was about to erupt, and killing him. Like instead of popping it like made it like squeeze all the air out, and it just like flat down and it went away.
I wonder if that's how the book ends.
You're welcome.
I think I know how the book ends. I think I can predict it.
All right, well, don't ruin it.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but I'm.
If you want to speculate, go for it.
Well, it's not spoiler because I don't know.
Yeah, it's a speculation.
But it's a love story, so he actually falls in love with someone.
Spoilers.
I think he has to choose between love or saving or
love.
No, he changes it.
And he won't.
Yeah, if he changes it, he'll be with his love. But if he doesn't change it, he's gonna lose it. And I think he lets her go.
I think it's opposite. You mean if he doesn't change it, if everything stays the same, he stays in that timeline and falls in love with this woman. If he stops her, if he stops the death of JFK. It changes everything where she would go away from him.
I think it's not like that. I think he changes it, and I don't know. He's gonna pick. Either pick JFK or the girl.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So it's gonna be because you're saying like if he doesn't, because I feel like the point of him going back in, because does he go back in time? He's going back in time, right? Yeah. So the point of him doing that is to prevent it already. Mm-hmm. And you're saying if he prevents it, he keeps the girl. That's win-win pretty much. Mm-hmm. So it has to be, he doesn't prevent it, he keeps the girl. He does prevent it, he doesn't keep the girl. Yes, girl or he's either picking JFK or he's picking his girl.
We don't want anyone to get hurt. We don't want anyone to get in a violent incident.
So it's crazy about
Diamond delights to violent ends.
Like, Stephen King writes it in his perspective, so he's 98% sure that Oswald worked alone and it wasn't a conspiracy. But when I'm watching videos, I'm like 10% it's conspiracy and 90% he acted alone.
Well, I feel like it's partially a lot of times when you hear something happen, you're like someone was behind that or some organization. Right. It's like this need to fill
because. One person couldn't have done such a crazy thing.
Well, that and just the idea of like there's something greater at work that the world is blind to or not aware of, like this Illuminati or this or that. And it's like sometimes it could be just as terrifying to realize that the world is just as crazy or chaotic as one person just doing something.
I do think it's an organized event thing. Like,
For this one?
Yeah, for this one. The thing is, like, obviously there's like, supposedly, like, there's like Illuminati groups, there's all these groups. The thing is, like, I don't believe, I think there are people that truly believe in, like, Illuminati to the point where, like, they follow it themselves kind of thing. I feel like it's like a myth that got so famous that now it's reality kind of thing. But we've seen, like, true ones, like Scientology. I feel like we're going to lose all our shit now.
What? You lost me.
So Scientology I consider a cult.
Okay.
Which I also consider, if Illuminati, I consider that a secret cult type of thing too. Scientology I consider a public cult. Like, they're, obviously they don't say themselves as a cult, but they've done some really sketchy, ridiculous things. And I feel like there were groups like that before, where they weren't like, it wasn't like a public thing, but they're like, you know, we're part of a group, and, you know, obviously, like, we're dedicated to each other, and I feel like Oswald could have been something like that, where this group just, like, they had say, you know, and they had power and they had dedication. It could have been something that simple. But to go back to your, like, conspiracy thing, so the idea is Oswald's the only guy that got caught, and he's the guy who supposedly did the killing shot. And he shot out of a building. Like, it was, how many stories, do you know how many stories it was?
Sixth floor.
Sixth floor of the building is where he shot. And then the concept, and then there's the idea of the 3 more shots. One of them came from a grassy knoll.
And he gets killed in a week later.
Oswald, the guy who got caught, who's in the building. But then there's, like, video where it shows the grassy knoll under a tree. It's super, super shady, but you see, like, a gleam of light, I think it was. Which people are saying, like, it's like the scope of a rifle, or the shot of a rifle. Saying, like, that's where the second shot came from.
It's weird. When you see the video, the headshot, he lurches back.
So
like,
it's like
he got
he got
shot in the
forward.
front.
Yeah.
All the shots are coming from back, but then the spray comes out like this, so it did
So it's like 2 shots at the same time. One made him go
that's what
backwards,
a
and
lot
the
of
second
people
shot
think.
went.
It's 2 shots at the same time, but I don't know, man. And then, like,
Something fishy happened. That's all I know.
You're losing energy, man.
No, I'm just like,
Energy go.
how many different things?
Yeah,
Like,
there's a lot to it.
yeah, I'm like,
the bullet fragment, the bullet they found was next to the governor. The fragments that were in his body didn't
Match that.
match the amount that was missing.
Seinfeld did a parody.
Did they really?
Yeah, one of the early episodes. They're like, "You're that guy. Like, I know you. Like 3 seasons ago, you were the guy that spit on me." It's like, no, the spit came from this direction. He was over there. I was trying to get a signature, but he was over there. And they're like, no, there was a key piece of evidence missing. There was a guy in the grassy knolls.
No,
He likes to fuck with people. He always fucks with me, so he probably did the shot and made it look like you did the shot because you sneezed at the exact same time. The spit hit me here, but I went this way instead of this way. Yeah,
That's funny.
it's a good episode. But
bullets do travel really weird when they hit bone. That is a fact. So magic bullet theory is possible.
I want to know what they think.
On the next episode.
But you guys think it was conspiracy?
I feel like that's I
Answer.
I think it's a conspiracy in a sense of, like, I think it was a group effort of someone that we don't know who, but I feel like at this point it's too late to, like, really look into it. Like, it's past. Like, I think it's a
What do you
conspiracy
think?
and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm gonna say I don't think it's seriously. I
Yeah.
think just crazy couple of crazy guys fucked everything up.
One person.
Everything.
Well, it could be more than one person, but it wasn't like I'm not saying they were like an orchestrated plan falling out of this. Likely, there's just as much argument for that, but I'm gonna go with a couple of crazy guys.
One person.
One man.
To rule them all. One ring.
A peasant can't kill a king. There's a quote like that.
But
this time, a peasant did kill a king.
maybe that's the where
The Wire?
No, I don't know where it's from.
I thought it was The Wire.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
Is it?
No, that one, it's not the direct
Oh,
quote of
king-
peasant,
a
but
pawn
they
can't
were talking about,
become-
they were saying a pawn can't become
A king.
Oh yeah, that's it. Okay. When they're
Yeah,
playing
I
chess
haven't
and
seen that shit and I know.
she.
I wouldn't change anything.
No.
Yeah, keep going with it.
Even if it fixed something better, because it
We
happened
wouldn't-
for a reason.
we wouldn't be where we're at today.
Which is
It was a negative
shitty-ass
reason.
place.
It's a negative ass reason.
I want to know what the fans think. So, yeah, let us know what you guys think.
The FBI's watching.
I'm still like playing out all the things you've been telling me, so it's like process. This is like the simulation episode all
You know,
over.
Jesse-
I'm gonna be coming out this like next week. I'm like, guys, I got
You know-
charts.
you
See, let me tell you this way: the probability of
Thank you, Sam.
You know, Jesse Ventura is. He thinks is a big. I was a marksman. I couldn't hit the shot. Like, I guess he tried to recreate the thing, but dude, he was 80 meters away. Man.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Who's Jesse Ventura?
He's
Governor
a
of Minnesota?
Wrestler.
Yeah.
Governor.
Jesse the Body
He was
Ventura.
in Predator. Like,
This will make you a sexual tyrannosaur. Yeah. So, until next time, please let us know what you guys think of the conspiracy theory, some of the news items, what you thought of like our new format. See, we're kind of taking feedback any which way we can get it. You can leave us reviews, iTunes. We got another review, whoever that was. Thank you very much.
Hey.
We appreciate the kind words.
We'll show him the way.
We show you the way. Where can they find you, gentlemen?
They can find me at Cold Marmalade, trying to be more active on that.
at the weekly.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong.
Man, I'm tired. At the
Last
last bosses.
You can find me at Kujo Prime. You can find us all at the Weekly DLC on our Facebook, on our Insta, all that stuff. And then you can message us privately at asktheweeklydlc@gmail.com. And until next time, we shall
DLC.
You later.
I am the podcast.
Tired.
I am the weekly.
I'm tired.